Any fish, Mike, we like to talk about it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. I had a whole board full of baits and stuff here last week and never got the first bite. Yeah.
That's right.
Sure did. I fished them shallow, deep, and everything else. Still didn't get a bite.
Jordan must have cut your line or something there.
No, I didn't have my line cut, but I never did get a bite on anything that I throwed there. I had a whole board full of stuff and never got the first bite. So anyway, Mike's going to have to bail us out, and from what I'm hearing, he didn't have much luck this past weekend.
No, I sure didn't.
So,
got to go for a little while Sunday. And, it wasn't too good a trip. I should have went the other direction, but I decided, well, it's kind of late. I guess I'll go in here and put in at Canyon Creek. And as soon as I got to the bridge, I looked down. I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's fighting that muddy water, Mike.
Yeah, looked like a mud hole out there. But, you know, the water temperature would come back up of 41, 42, back up to 47, 48 there, you know.
Yep.
The minerals was still there, and I believe the fish was still there. But I don't think they could see anything.
So it took something with a little bit of movement, like a grub or something similar to that.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one there that was trying for them, and I seen two fish caught in 2 hours down there. One in one boat and one in another boat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I fished everything I brought last week and never got the first bite.
Yeah.
I think the water was too clear or too cold or something. Might not have been working the bait right, but I was after them, but just didn't do any good. I'm just joshing. They know that, the people that watch. Well, let's see. I guess I'll have to get Sherry to call in here and let us know if the Tennessee Lady Vols won or not.
But they was ahead when I left.
Was they?
Yeah.
Well, was it about 1 point or 5?
No, they was about 10, 12.
Was it?
ahead.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. That's good. I tried to call Bill this evening and didn't get any answer. Now, yesterday afternoon when I talked to him, this guy from up Johnson City they were going to take a trip to Dale Hollow, so I'm assuming that's where Bill's at. Yeah, they're going 3 or 4 days as long as the weather stays decent out there. The gentleman he went with got a key to a cabin down Livingston there in that area, and so they were going down there and fish. And like I said, I didn't get him to answer the phone, so I'm assuming he's down there.
Yeah, he is. He blowed off the lake.
Yeah.
I can say.
Yeah, the wind kind of got up a little bit, and that part of it. But he had some good reports from down there, you know, from the boys there around Star Point Dock. Gary and that bunch, they run out there and fish off the end of the dock. And you know, they see a lot of fishermen, but he told Bill that they was still biting pretty good. So maybe they had a good trip. Let's hope so anyway. Chandler's ready. Let's go ahead and do these pictures that Dan Nykirk took down at Ladd's Landing, and we'll take a break and come right back. Yeah, take a break, Chandler, and then come back to us, will you?
Sure come.
Yeah, folks here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, you know, that's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, you know, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes, light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could, they'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TDA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, rather it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, Chandler. Okay. If you would, show us them 3 pictures. There. All right. Yeah, looking better, Mike.
No doubt.
Looking better.
No doubt.
Yeah. Okay, that's some of the crew working on the project down there. Let me read a little bit about the deal here. What Dan? Let's see. Well, this thing wants to keep shutting down on me. Here we go. And here's what Dan had to say. Yeah. He said, I stopped by this morning and spoke with a TWRA engineer about when he expects the ramp to reopen. He informed me that it all depends on the weather, not the cold, but snow or rain. If all goes well, it may be finished by the end of February or 1st of March. And so that sounds good. And then that hump, it says right here, said, also, he said the ramp will be 50 feet across, and after excavation is complete, the hump at the top of the ramp will be removed for a better line of sight from top of the ramp to the bottom.
Yeah.
So,
Cutting that
hump off, yeah, that sounds good. And I appreciate Dan checking in on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, with this last 3 or 4 days of good sunny weather, that they've really made a go of it down there, and might get that thing opened up by the end of the month.
Well, he's talking about a chance 30% Saturday and a little bit on Sunday, and they figure it's going to come in Saturday night, and maybe a little bit. It may not be nothing more than a flurry or two, much rain at all, really. But next week's supposed to be bright and sunny all week.
Yeah.
And warm enough all through the week, so that give them a chance to pour concrete and stuff. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Mike. Yes, sir. The thing that I heard today, went by one of those little old wetlands over there, and man, I tell you what, the frogs was,
Frogs, yeah.
they was singing the song. Said,
Yeah.
"Come on, warm weather."
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, they was all in tune too. They wasn't.
17 degrees there, they'll be looking through the ice.
Yeah, we've seen that several times before.
Yeah.
Get a little rain and warm up just a little bit, and the water temperature warm up, and them suckers get up there, and then next thing you know, they're froze back in again.
Froze back in, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they survive it like that, but they sure was carrying on today.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Every little water hole had a gang of frogs in it.
Oh, I guarantee you.
Yeah. So, but that's always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what was the blizzard of '93 when
Yeah,
that hit right there around the end of March for first week of April.
Yeah, in April, right, yeah.
Yeah. So, heck, it's the regular Tennessee weather. You never know.
No, sure don't.
But again, I want to thank Dan Nykirk for getting us that info on the boat ramp there at Ladd's Landing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great place. It's just the ramp got a little rough, and we got dropping off on the end of it out there. So hopefully they'll take care of all that, and we'll have a nice boat ramp.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good.
All righty. Let's see, what was it? The guy I work with, one of the guys I work with, his nephew, I think, runs that guide service up on North, and he had a picture there yesterday morning of a rockfish, looked like it's 40 pound, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going on, to some extent. And I know there's a tournament going out of Anderson County Park Saturday morning. I was told that. And things, the weather we've had the last couple of days, the biggest thing's been the wind. That breeze was a little cool. But considering all 50 degrees or a little better, wasn't too bad.
No.
Wasn't too bad. Yeah.
You can find a place to stay out of the wind, you can do good.
Right. That's because it did get a little breezy a time or two there today.
Yeah, yes, and 35, they said.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be better for the weekend. Everything will be right on cue.
Well, I'll tell you what I got into, not Sunday, but Sunday before that. I went down, put in at Caney Creek, and noticed all the minnows, and got out there. There's a lot up toward the surface, but then there was a lot of them down big schools up and down 10, 15 foot deep and stuff. And I went out there. I fished 2 hours out there, and none of them minnows all over.
Mm-hmm.
Never got the first bite.
Yeah.
And I eased out of the creek and started fishing deeper, and seen several other boats out there. Never seen nobody catch anything. So I started fishing deeper, and I worked down the river and was all the way down next to Thief Neck out there, and I finally caught a crappie. Caught several catfish, stripe, bluegill, especially the bluegill. But I caught one crappie, 44 foot deep.
Mm.
And I said, man, I don't know what's going on with them. And I thought, well, I may have to go back and get against the bank or something to find them. But anyway, it was getting late. I come on in and run into a guy there putting his boat in, or up on the trailer there. And he said, "You do any good?" I said, "I got one crappie." "Well, we caught 30.
Yeah.
I got 30 in the box." I said, "No kidding." I said, "What'd you get them on?" And he held it up. White grub.
White grub, yeah.
I said, "How deep was it?" He said, "Anywhere from 10 to 20 foot. And he said, "We caught most of them." And I'd seen that other rod he had a good lead head on it, slow winding it and stuff.
Yeah.
And he showed me, and he turned around there and he called it a spider rig. when I was down there the other day, I was fishing the whitings, and I took them off, and then I went back and put the chartreuse on account of muddy water. But I never got a dang strike on it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the Alabama rig there that they was throwing.
Yeah.
And that's what he's but there was 3 of them in the boat. And that one was throwing that Alabama rig there with white grubs on it. That clean water. But why they wouldn't hit that minnow, I have no idea. Because I just sat there and just hold it. Steady there, 10, 15 foot deep, right? None of them big balls of minnows. Never get a strike on it. They wanted something, I guess, with a little action to it or something.
Yeah.
Vibration, something to let them know it's there. It's many minnows to choose from. I guess they didn't care whether they hit my minnow or not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as muddy as it was down there the other day, I seen one guy. He had a spider rig on the front of his boat. Had 2 rods out on each side and one out in the front.
Yeah.
I finally seen him catch 1 fish. And then there was another one I seen had the floater. He was in the back of the boat. And over toward the campground, he had a floater on. And what he was fishing with on the floater, I have no idea whether it's a grub or what, but he had it floating there behind the boat. And the one up in the front was casting, and I seen him catch 1 small one.
Mm-hmm.
Throwed it back. That was only 2 fish I seen caught down there in the creek. So I had come out there and started down the lake fishing, and found a little cleaner water and caught 1, and then went on, made my way on down the river and fished several places. Could never get another strike, and then got down on the other side of the Thief Neck there, and the water cleared up enough, and I finally caught 1 more fish, and it was about 20 foot deep. You know, it just puzzling to me where they all went to, because I thought that weather changing and it getting colder, that water was, that they'd be going deeper, but then all of a sudden you get a flood and
Right.
water warms back up, and here the minnows come back up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work at them and try to find them, but mostly throwing these white-looking, whether it's a pogo tail or the regular grub tail, you know, twister tail.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, there's a lot of dang different baits you can try, that's for sure, but that minnow sure wasn't doing that good. They seem like you could see the crappie, but they're suspended and scattered.
Right.
And that's the reason when I was catching a fish, I'd catch maybe 1, maybe 2 out of a brush pile or something, you know, and never get another strike out of it, and then go hit 5 or 6 more and never get a hit 1 out of them brush piles, and, you know, try stuff deeper and shallower, and then all of a sudden you'd get 1 fish or maybe 2 out of there.
Right.
You never did get more than 2 out of one piece of structure there.
Well, I don't know. It's want to tell you. I know you mentioned you should have went on down to
Big Springs.
Big
Blue
Springs
Springs or somewhere and put in.
Yeah.
But I said, well, it's late. I'll just go ahead and go to Candy Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't thinking about the rain that come through, but it sure had the water muddy.
Right.
I mean, not only in the creek, but out there on the main channel was muddy as you went down the lake.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Which now I don't know what it's going to be. The big creeks may clear up, and then out there on the channel it may be muddy all the way to the dam by now.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking of the dam, a few of them guys at work, you know, talking about catching some walleye there below Wattsbar Dam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Early of a morning, and right after dark.
Mm-hmm.
So, they don't say a whole lot, but just, they'll have a picture here and there, but they're catching several walleye down there to hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's, some of them standing on the bank
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and others out in the boat. So just have to.
I've seen a lot of people standing on the banks all over down there Sunday fishing. And some of them had 5 or 6 poles loaded out, stuff. But it was such a nice day out there. Everybody was out having fun, but don't see nobody catching anything.
Right.
That one dude there, I come in the creek down there, going toward Thief Neck there on the left, and they were sitting in there, and they had that live scope,
Right.
and they was wiring a tree out there, but I never did see them catch the first fish out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they was seeing fish in there or not, but they were sure fishing on that one spot there.
Well, let's see, what was it I was going to ask you there, Mike? And, that's the deal. I think, and I've been with you enough down there crappie fishing with those minnows that the water needs to be fairly clean.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I guarantee you the creeks are probably clean, and I'm sure they're cleaning up in the back of them, and on out towards the main channel, they're pretty clean right now, especially as hard as they're running that water. But your main channel, I'm like you, is definitely going to be stained or muddy.
Yeah, out of the Emory, the Clinch, and the Tennessee, and all that's going to be pouring that muddy water down through there. You just about have to go back in the creeks to find cleaner water.
Right. I don't doubt that a bit. But so they had 30 crappie.
That's what he said. They had 30 in that live well. 3 of them.
And they were in Caney Creek.
They was in Caney Creek right there.
Just having something that they'd bite. I guess it was a big difference.
Yeah. I couldn't figure it out.
So, yeah. Well,
Took that little bit of vibration, I guess,
well, that's what I'm thinking.
Something different than what the minnows was. There's many minnows there. They have something different.
Right.
Try to hit it.
Well, we've seen that before. I mean, a lot. So, yeah, son of a gun. You would have thought that chartreuse in that muddy water would have probably been the best.
Well, that's what I thought too, especially with 5 of them on there vibrating around and stuff.
Didn't
Never
work.
got the first lick on it. I tried the white for a while, and then got out and put the chartreuse on it.
Well, did you try? Let's see. In that muddy water, you throwed your chartreuse, and I guess you throw the white too, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And
I started out with the white, and I had one of them that had a spinner on it, and it didn't make no difference. I seen one guy there. He looked like he was trolling plugs, but he went from all the way up to the dock, and then turned around and come back, and looked like he was trolling a couple of plugs behind him. I never seen him catch anything either.
Well, it's a funny thing. That hole of water, if you go past the dock there in Caney Creek on your right there, up there to the culvert, and back in that hole of water right there, shucks, I don't know, the deepest place, what, be 5 foot?
Yeah, probably. That's right there at the culvert.
Yeah, and you see people standing on the bank up through there and throwing out there with floaters and stuff, and I guarantee you that water was colored.
Oh yeah,
back in there, and they catch a lot of crappie out of that.
They do.
Out of that place right there. I mean, shucks, catch a lot of crappie right there, and so I don't know. If you didn't catch them, I don't know how I'd catch them.
Yeah.
It's pretty evident. shucks, I don't remember what year it was, but heck, them crappie on Watts Bar was just on fire, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you go down there.
You could keep 50 of them.
Yeah, you go down there and out of in Blue Springs and shoot far. I wouldn't hardly get out of get 3 bites on every cast.
Yes, sir.
If you throw it over on the bank and one hit it and you missed him, just drop it back a time or two, and either the same one or another one would hit it. And then time I'd get it out there in the boat in 28 to 30 foot of water, heck, when I get to the boat with it, I just bounce it a time or two, and there'd be one load up.
Yes, sir.
And I had Sherry with me several times. She had a ball, and but that was right after during Thanksgiving and Christmas week, and right on into New Year's, and on that dadgum grub.
Yeah.
Didn't have no minnows, didn't want none. Just throwed that little old grub out there, buddy.
Yeah, yes, sir.
But I haven't done that. Hadn't done much good. Hadn't done any good at that in years. Don't know where they all went to or what happened to them. But they just that winter and that spring was just unreal.
Sure was.
Shucks, anywhere you went, you seemed like you could catch them. And but like I hadn't seen that since then. And I guess that's why I quit going crappie fishing.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't catch them. And so it just comes in cycles, They'll be good 1 year, and the next 4, 5, 6 years they're not too good. So, but yeah, I know you'll get back on them again.
Yeah, well.
I mean, when it clears up a little bit, they'll go farther down the lake one, and get you a better start at them. Chandler, take us to a sponsor break, will you? All right. Hey, folks, we're over here at Edgemore Outdoors and got Vance back here. They've got a new selection of, what is this called now, Vance?
This is all queen tackle.
Queen tackle, okay.
It's all tungsten. They got tungsten weights, flipping weights. They got drop shot weights. All the jigs are all tungsten heads. There's flipping jigs, football jigs. There's swim jigs down here too. That's all of it's tungsten. There's shaky heads right here.
Okay,
That's
all tungsten stuff. Well, Vance got my attention with one thing. You can take any jig. Vance, get some of those bills. The chatterbait bills?
These aren't tungsten, but you can take this little chatterbait here and you can make a jig or a
any
swim
jig,
bait,
swim bait,
any kind of head.
Throw it and put a shaky head on it.
Yep.
Son of a gun. I was just wondering how long that was going to take.
They've got different sizes in the blades there. There's silver, gold, and black.
Silver, gold, and black, different sizes in the blades. And like you said, you can take a white jig that you're flipping and put that dang bill on it, and you got you a chatterbait.
That's right.
Well, I wish me and you had thought of that. Folks, listen, do get by here, Edgemore Outdoors. Just swing around here, look at, gosh, I mean, man, the racks are hanging full of stuff, line, oil, just everything in the world here at Edgemore Outdoors. Jim and his crew would be more than glad to help you find what you need back here on the thing. I mean, it's just I just hadn't had a chance to get over here. I've been wanting to come by and make a new film advertisement for Edgemore Outdoors, and we just thank you for their support here over the years, keeping the show going, and it's just row after row of tackle, baits, plastics, crappie stuff, catfish stuff. They've got live bait, reels, rods. I mean, it's just, if you're looking for it, more than likely they have it over here. So do come by, stop in here and visit with Edgemore Outdoors, and I'm pretty sure you'll be satisfied and they can help you find what you need. All right, we're back. Edgemore Outdoors, Mike.
That's right.
Yeah,
They got it.
they got it. Sure have. No doubt about it. And that's, back to Tim's Tires. They got plenty of tires there, so if you're needing a set of tires, give those folks down there a chance to get your business.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Did you get to talk to Glenn any?
Well, I didn't get to talk to him today, but I talked to him yesterday, and it's the same thing. The reason I called him yesterday, boy at work's wanting to know about some batteries for his boat, and I told him where I got mine at, and what they had down there. So I was hoping he went on down there and picked them up. I don't know if he did or not, but I'll try to question him tomorrow about that. But he's definitely looking for some new batteries for his boat. And Glenn's thing is, if you're wanting or you're going to do something, the sooner you get it ordered, the better off you're going to be about getting it. No question about it. Nothing's getting easier to get.
That's for sure.
Without a doubt, it takes a while to get stuff in here when you order it, and heck, I don't know what to tell you. A prop that he might not have, which I don't see how that could be, because Glenn's got a bunch of props, and just some things to upgrade on your boat, your electronics. You got to order them early. I mean, if you're planning on having it come March, you may be late. It may not be here by the end of March. Things that accessories for your boat. Need to think about getting them ordered early, and the same way with if you're looking to trade engines or whatever that might be. It's just anything related to the boating industry, you better get an early start on it.
Yes, sir. That's for sure.
Because it's just getting harder and harder to get for some reason, and we all know what it is. There's been a lot of jobs lost in the last 2 years over this COVID thing, and so not a lot of manufacturing going on.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So things get scarce, Jeff was in here last week, and he had been over to buy Bullet, and they had several boats built according to Jeff, but they were in like different stages, waiting on this, waiting on that, waiting on something else to finish it out, and that kind of thing. So Glenn's got a very good point. If you want something, the sooner you get the deal made or get it ordered, better chances of getting it before the fishing season's over with.
Yeah.
For sure. I got my Ghost trolling motor put on the boat. It is not, it's usable. I haven't been to the water with it, and so I'm hoping maybe Saturday I can take it and try it.
Yeah.
And Mike and see how it's going to work, and just get a feel for it and get used to the spot lock and all that kind of stuff, and just can't wait to get it in the water and make sure it's going to run.
Yeah.
It run okay in the basement, but that don't mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm looking forward to how that thing's going to perform. Wesley's been all over me for the last year or longer. And if you had that spot lock, we wouldn't be blown off this place. I said, yeah, I know it, but if you'd been up here holding the boat, on the trolling motor while I got this fish off, we wouldn't be blowing off this place either. You know. So I had a response to everything he was hollering.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we need that spot lock so we can sit still when, you know, if we're filming one, we don't get blown away. And I said, well, I understand that, you know. So you know, wound up getting one for Christmas, and it took me a couple of weekends to get it finalized and get it, and I'm still not finished with it. I just I've got the easy tray there, but I wanted to take it to the lake and see exactly how far up I need to put the paddle to be comfortable and that kind of thing, and so that's my purpose. And then once we figure that out, then I'm going to let Mike cut that hole in the front of my boat. And once you cut that hole out of the deck, it's irreplaceable, Mike.
No, they still make fiberglass.
Yeah. So that's the deal. Just waiting on the opportunity to get it to the lake and see how I like it and all that kind of stuff, and may get mad and take it right back off, put the old one back on there.
We got a steel plate down there we can put around the front of your boat there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Cover that hole up.
May have to. But you know, these trolling motors anymore with this electronics and the spot lock and everything like that, it's amazing how we made it without them. Mm-hmm. You know, but I'm just going to hold off on you know, when I get the thing like I think it ought to be, then I'm going to look at upgrading that electronics up on the front of the boat, and a little bigger screen possibly, and that kind of stuff. So we'll see how it works out. I'm hoping I can go Saturday and try that thing out and make sure everything is going to be okay with it, and then decide where we're going to cut the hole.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm glad somebody called in. Maybe they got a good fishing report. They might tell you how to catch them, Mike.
This key is programmed to the line. Thank you.
Let me try it. Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve, it's Jeff Parrott. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Jeff. Good to hear from you, brother.
Hey, it's good to hear from you guys. It's good to see both of y'all back together.
Well, it'd be better if Mike had some fishing film, but he didn't get any.
Well, I feel the same way. I didn't do very well at all. Just to give you a little more slack report there. I was out there last weekend, and the water was still muddy there in that little honey hole I had. And I had to struggle just to catch a couple little Kentucky spotted. They were decent fish, but they wasn't like it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that gummit. I don't know why it is. You get on 3 or 4 good fish, and then you go back to get them, and they're not there.
That's right. I think if I had a jigger pole, I could have probably went up and down through there and I'd caught a few of them. But I'm not the jig pole man.
Yeah, I hear you, Jeff. I hear you, man.
But anyway, I'm kind of like your caller that was last weekend. Maybe I should have stayed at home and just got my guitar out and learned a few different chords and left the fishing rods at home. But I didn't do that at all. And it was also windy. It was very windy, too, that day. But maybe the water will clean up, like you guys said here earlier in the show. And we'll get back out there on them, and Mike will get back out there on those crappie. I know he can catch them, too.
Yeah. I'm hoping he gets his feet wet with them crappie and get back on them like he normally is. And
that sounds good. Well, listen, you brothers have a good one right there. It's good to see both of y'all back. You're back and you're healthy, and I wish y'all the best. And I'll hang up and let you guys finish up your show and take another caller. Good luck, guys.
Hey, thank you for calling, Jeff, and don't be a stranger over here, brother.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, see you, buddy.
He can show what minute or two of film I got there. He wants to.
Well, let's let him do it. Chandler, can you show us what little bit of film Mike's got? All right, buddy.
Or keep. Measure him up there and make sure I'm in the live one. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't take your manner.
Yeah. That's right. You throw him back, I don't think you'll measure him.
Can I measure him?
Nah, you don't need to measure him.
Good.
Let's throw back. At least you know they're there.
You take your measure.
Let's check him and see, but I believe you will.
I got a picture. Hey, you want me to measure that one, probably?
Yeah, that's Arkansas.
Yep, it's got that back.
Black nose.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Unless it's a rockfish. You still eat drum? Can I get it off? It's barely hooked on, too.
Okay, folks, I'm back down here, Blue Springs again. Brought my buddy Jeff with me there. And we're going to get out here and drown the minnow. You can see it's 43.7. So water's dropped on down, cooling off and everything. So we get out here and see if we can ease around and figure out where these crappies at. And hopefully we'll get them by the minnow here. Catch a few of them, and may even get something to eat before it's over with. What do you think, Jeff?
That's right.
That's right, get something to eat. Okay. Hang with us and remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. Jeff, we got the first one there. We'll check him and see how big he is. I don't think he'll keep, but he's getting pretty close anyway. Probably end up throwing him back, but we'll double check him and see. He's suspended there. He's 35 foot of water, and he's up about 28. So we'll keep plugging around and see if we can find a few more. Anyway, get going, you spot lock. Didn't get that on camera. We'll keep it on. How many dollars? Do that. Yeah. All right, we'll measure him and see now. Got my doubts. Good 12, 14-inch fish. So, ain't no good to bite my glove. Right, we'll get him in the box. We can find another. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hung up down in there.
You just hung up some more then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's good. Eat it. Push your button there and see if it goes red.
You're all good.
All right. That was a nice big fat one there. Look out. My goodness. Nice drop. Get him in the boat. Hopefully we can find a few more like that before dark. Then I'll in. We'll try to get another one. Maybe we can get one more here before we leave. Going. Them crappies, they must like this rough water right here. It's or the heck on us, but at least they're biting a little bit. We'll get him in there and try another. Okay, folks, I finally found one crappie here. Had to get back in here, get out of this dingy water and found something just a little bit cleaner. and he's about 18, 20 foot deep. So let's see if we can find a few more. All right, let's see if we can get him in here, yeah? All right, I finally found another crappie. He's down there about 18, 20 foot, so we keep beating around here at him. Maybe we can find a few more of them. Okay, folks, you can see the sun's going down. I gotta head toward the barn, put it on the trailer. Only 2 fish I caught. Both of them was down there about 20 foot deep. And y'all, I don't know. I've been all over and tried everything. Finally got down the river here far enough to find a little cleaner water. Everything back up the other side of Thief Neck here was pretty dingy. But anyway, we've had a fair day at it, and good to get out here on the water anyway. So remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing.
All right, Mike, that I will say this, you thought you erased a bunch of that older film and it didn't get erased, but
Yeah.
that's all right.
Last trip I went with jail for about 3 weeks ago, yes.
Yeah, we'll just have to get your camera when we get it back here in a few minutes and see if we can get it cleaned up, because on the next trip you're going to have a whole lot of film.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I do too.
I got one thing that I found out down there when I went to put the boat in the water, and wildlife resource guy was there at the launch ramp, and I went over and talked to him and asked him what was going on, if he needed to come over here on the show and talk about anything or stuff like that. And he said, no. Said, the only thing I can think of is that they've changed the license now. And I said, what's that? He said, whenever you buy your license, you got 1 year from the time you buy them till they'll last 1 year. So if you don't go fishing till July and you buy them in July, they're good to the next July.
You're kidding.
No.
What, you and him sat down there and cooked that up down there?
No, he didn't cook it up. He said that's what they come up with. I guess that's kind of like following up like Alabama and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Was the same way,
Well,
you know.
yeah.
When we go down to
Yep.
Gunnersville or West and fish in Georgia and them places, Florida, and buy your license. You had a whole year you could fish on them till that year was up.
Well, that sounds good to me. I mean, I can see, you know, how many times have we ran to the bait store or Walmart or somewhere like that, you know, hey, you know, we got to have our license here at the end of February.
Yeah.
You know.
A couple more weeks or
A couple more weeks and they're, you know, so we got to get them.
That's right.
And then everybody comes in there 2-3 days for a row there. Why, they're swamped.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're swamped. So, but now you know, you get them online and they can give them to you right there handy. But I like that idea. You know, if I don't get to go fishing until March, why, then mine's good to the next March.
Yeah.
Well, that's good information, Mike. That's the best thing you've done. You could have made a phone call and got that info and saved that trip to the lake.
Yeah, I can get one of them new magazine things there that they had.
Yeah. Did you get a new one from him?
No,
I'm
he
so
didn't have none.
And maybe I can get over to Edgemore and pick up a new one.
Yeah. It says all the new changes and laws and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I got so desperate there the other day, I got on my phone there and somebody asked me, said, what is the biggest largemouth bass? I said, I can't remember right off the top of my head.
22 pounds.
22 pounds, exactly right.
Smallmouth 12 pounds. I
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it, man.
That's right.
22 pounds. Gee
A
whiz.
guy showed me a picture of one of his buddies that I reckon caught a big sturgeon down there out of Watch Bar and towed it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they released a bunch of them sturgeons. And up Pigeon River, up Douglas, and Watts Bar, and I mean, they probably there, but you just don't see them. You know, they don't show up much.
Several years back, when I was watching a show on TV there, and that guy was running that river, the Colorado River out there.
Yeah.
And they caught a big sturgeon there, and it was 100-something pound or something like that, and they was talking about it, and you had pictures of it and everything there, and filmed it and throwed it back in the water. And he said them things lived to be 300-year-old.
Gee. Yes, man.
Well, they'll still be biting when we're gone.
Yeah, I guess they will, Mike. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We're going to close out the show with what we've talked about before. This water's pretty cold. Yeah, if you was in that 41-degree water, you'd be you'd be in trouble real quick. So do wear your life jacket. At least have it laying out where you can get to it. If you fall in and you walk around the side of your boat or grab your boat and can you get your life jacket, you'd be a good thing to do. But the best thing, like I said, I like to wear mine. I don't wear mine in the summertime. I should, but unless I'm fishing a tournament or something, I hadn't done that in years. So, but in the wintertime, I like to put my heavy clothes on and put that life jacket right on. It does knock the wind off of you, and then keeps you warmer, for one thing. And then it's on if you have a slip up and get in the water. So do that. Be real careful out in this cold weather and the colder water for sure. 50-degree air temperature and then 41, 42-degree lake water is, it's kind of like throwing you in a glass of ice.
It is.
And then you throw them down. I brought all my warm clothes over here at one time a while back, and we put them in a basket and weighed them, and it was like 30-some pounds of clothes and boots and undergarments and that kind of stuff. So when you get all that soaked up full of water.
Yeah, and it don't float like a life jacket.
No, it don't float like a life jacket, Mike. That's exactly right.
It'll sink and pull you down with it.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. When you're out there at this time of year, you need to have your life jacket on. That's the best thing, is put it on, leave it on till you get your boat loaded up and that kind of thing. So we're going to sign off. God bless you all. Have a safe week, and hopefully Mike will get on some fish this coming weekend.
Yeah, maybe you might catch one.
I might even catch one too, Mike. Can't never tell. I'd have to practice my casting. I hadn't been in so long. I don't know if I could cast. I might have to take up trolling.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, Charlie, Irwin, don't catch too many. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really is.
Got the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then,
Oh, there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man,
see, right?
dadgummit,
We
Glenn.
got a lot of side by sides,
Yes, sir.
and then we've got, of course, this is
Allison.
this is the Allison Color Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite,
Pro Elite. Okay.
and it's got, I guess here is some of the. You can get this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Got a TV screen in the front, Glenn.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you raise it up, it's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the Bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man. We've got the twin yellows here, don't
We got
we?
the twin yellows, one's
Yes,
yellow
sir.
and white, one's yellow and black.
Yeah.
This one will be in Mercury's brochure. I went down and made some pictures at Joe
Oh.
River Lake, and it should be coming up pretty soon in the brochure.
Right. Right.
And of course, it has the E-pad, it has the
It's
spot lock. I call it Ultrex.
Right.
Now this is called a 21 RDC. It's a raised deck
Right.
wheel console, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And
It's one of my favorites.
It's a beautiful
Runs
boat.
good.
Yes, sir.
And now it's got the new 300R on it.
$300, man.
But we can mix and match any engine combination just about you want.
Yeah.
Some people wants 300, some wants 200, some wants 250s.
Yeah.
And but we're normally selling $250 and $300, you say.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, Glenn. Glenn, you want to mention something about the pontoon boat sitting over there?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Got a Veranda pontoon boat here. Man, that thing is beautiful.
And I guess over here we get a close-up.
Yeah.
Everybody else has got plywood bottom. It's got what we call a cooling slot. It's all aluminum. It never soak up any moisture or water.
Yeah.
And probably last, no reason why it wouldn't last a lifetime or two, you know?
Yep.
And we can get up in it and
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store. Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind. Floating on